Thank you for staying with us. I have with me now a capital market investor, Mr. Gbadebo Olatokunbo, and we will be taking a look at investors' perspective of the capital market. Good evening, Mr. Gbadebo.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure being here.
Now let's take a look at the markets. There was a sudden positive reaction to equities, to the election basically, after the election's results were released 48 hours, during the week. What does that tell you?
You see, there's this saying at the capital market itself, that capital market is information driven. There have been a lot of tension concerning the presidential election, that Nigeria might break, or all sort of negative impression. And the election came and went like that. Then, who won the election? What are his pedigrees? So all these things combined
Impacted on the market.
Boosted the capital market.
Okay, let us quickly take a look at the regulatory aspect of the market. We know that currently the Securities and Exchange Commission is run an acting capacity of a DG. Now, the president visited a stock exchange a few weeks ago, shortly before the election, and he said something like, appointing a new director general for the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, what does that bring to mind about the Securities and Exchange Commission, the regulatory aspect of the capital markets?
It depends on what government is looking for. I, for one, if you ask of my opinion, I will want an independent candidate, someone not so familiar with the stockbrokers, someone who knows the intricacies of the market, but not one of them, so that we'll be able to focus and do his job. For example, you are in AIT, you are in a channel now. If you work before in AIT, before you get to channels, definitely the people in AIT, they will have opportunity to get whatever they want from channels through you. If the person they are going to put there might have been a stockbroker before, but he must have left the job for some time, they disassociate himself from being an insider before they put him there. The president saying that shows that they've developed a policy of who should be the DG of the SEC.
Now, okay, let's quickly look at the mergers and acquisition that boils down to the recapitalization exercise of stockbrokers and dealers and the capital market. Is this a policy that you as an investor support?
Of late, the security and the SEC have been proactive. They've been coming up with a lot of regulatory frameworks. Depending on what comes up in the market, they then reacted to it. It's only they're not in a good book, but they've reversed themselves concerning all the committee's tenure. Besides that, they are quite okay.
So there is a new an incoming administration, General Muhammadu Buhari. He will be coming in on board. He'll be coming in, say, May 29. Now, as an investor, what are some of the expectations that you have, or areas that you expect him to focus on in this capital market when he comes in?
You see, capital market is ongoing affairs. First, before you say, what do I expect from him, let him take stock. But one thing that I know is that there are a lot of influences, internal and external, on what operates at the capital market. Whoever is going to be the DG of the stock exchange, of the SEC, should be someone who is focused, who can say no to certain pressure group. Because the acting DG now, there have been a lot of pressure group going to say, this is the way you should go, this is the way you should go. But we, investor, expect whoever going to head the SEC to be someone who is focused, blunt at times, but he should be interacting with all stockbrokers, with all stakeholders. One thing we observe is that SEC and regulatory authorities, when they say that interacting with stakeholders, they used to exclude the investor, forgetting that without investors, there's no capital market. They don't include us in most of the action they take. We only see them coming up with actions. That's why at times when they come up with wrong policy, we then shout at foul. Occasionally, we go to court. I will expect them to carry all the stakeholders. When they say they carry all the stakeholders, excluding investor from whatever decision they want to arrive at, is wrong. We make the market. Without us, no market.
All right, we still have one more election, the governorship election. Does that affect your sentiment for equities?
Not at all, because you see, the way things are set up in Nigeria, the bulk of the power belongs to Abuja. Once the head at Abuja is right, the whole thing will correct itself. So governorship election
has no effect at all.
Has no effect.
Mr. Gbadebo, thank you so much for coming on the program. We're really glad to have you, and we hope to have you again next time. Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on capital markets today. Join us again next week for another round of discussion on the markets as well as the review. If you have comments on the Nigerian stock market, send me your tweet at Tempili. Tempili is Tempili. Until next time, I am Temple Ashaju. Bye for now.